I think that's the very brief facts that we have at this time. At this point, I'll turn it over to Chief Bailey.
Chris Bailey, Chief of Police for the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department. I'll just add on a little bit to what she said about our thoughts and prayers for the victims here tonight, their families, and the long road ahead for all of them as we try to uncover exactly what and why this all happened tonight. This kind of violence, whether downtown or any of our neighborhoods, is completely unacceptable and unnecessary. Unnecessary. Thousands of people came downtown tonight, enjoyed the fireworks, and went home. Thousands more chose to come down here and all night cause trouble. I was down here until about 12:30 tonight. I worked with my officers, took the runs with them, dealt with the disturbances, dealt with the utter disrespect for our city, for our laws, and for...
You hear them loud black people in the background? That's exactly who he's talking about. Yeah, we got a new show for y'all. Got a damn good show. But before we get to today's video, don't forget about our giveaway. Cummins Turbo Diesel Ram and $10,000 in cash. But if you're in it right now, you also in it to win our next giveaway, which is a F-250 and camper. That's over $250,000 in cash prizes and trucks. To get in and win, let's go to officialhorsetwins.com. Anything you buy on our site, like my damn good coffee or my Mifflin Blue, get you automatically in it to win. All right, so there was a mass shooting down in Indianapolis. And this chief of police, he goes off on the black community. You think he was talking about black people? Come on, you can even hear him in the background being disrespectful. Yeah. Listen, watch it. You see a press conference taking place. He's being filmed by a journalist, and all you hear is loud black people. All you hear is loud black people in the background.
For law enforcement. Hundreds of unsupervised kids down here. I don't know how many times I have to say it. We are not your children's keepers. You are. And parents and guardians have got to step up. A kid is dead tonight. And we just don't know the age of the young man down the street, still here, dead. He looks young. It's unacceptable. The police department all night long went from place to place to place, trying to prevent these kind of things. And I gotta be honest, I'm tired of it. You should be tired of it. This is not our job to do this. It is unnecessary. You don't have to act like this.
You hear them in the background? How loud are they?
There's people right there dead right now, and look how they acted.
Yeah.
Like nothing happened.
Yeah, you know how loud they gotta be picked up on his mic?
I know. Yeah, very loud.
Our officers, half a block away from before this shooting started, dealing with another group of individuals fighting. We made almost, probably, well, we're still tallying them, about 20 arrests tonight. Recovered guns that I know of before this happened from 2 kids. One of them was an assault rifle stuffed in the front of his pants.
Right?
I'm not sure anymore what it's going to take for some in our community to wake up.
Well, actually, this problem,
You need to bring back stop and frisk.
you can't fix this. Our culture is too screwed up.
Yeah.
You cannot. You can improve it. You can save some black lives, but for the majority, you cannot save.
You can save
our community. What?
Just lock up the bad ones. Throw away the key.
They ain't gonna lock them up.
They need to bring back. No, man.
Stop that. Don't do that.
No, you need to bring back Joe Biden's crime bill.
Stop and frisk. Where you going? Freeze. Put your hands on the wall. Don't move. No, there's super predators. That's exactly what they are. Well, if they set a curfew, if you're under the age of 18, you look very young, you stop and frisk. Yeah. Because most people...
I've said it. This is where the...
Most people at that age are not alone. They're with their parents or they're at home. There's only one demographic. It's only one demographic of people that let their kids roam all hours of the night. Yeah.
Kids are. This is where they are on Friday and Saturday nights. If you want to engage them, if you want to help them, you want to prevent some of this violence, this is where they are. Here, they're here. Come down. I invite all of those who think that I'm exaggerating this or that I'm saying just because it's downtown. No, nowhere else in the city is this concentration of people in one small area, less than a half a mile. Come down and see for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. You can see them being dropped off by their parents.
That's crazy.
5 or 6 at a time out of a car. You can see them jump out of Ubers and Lyfts. And you can see them jumping off the buses that they ride down, that they miss and then linger around downtown. Heck, look to your left. You're still going to see some people that probably shouldn't be out here right now lingering.
Yeah. It's people we hear.
Not going to bars, not going to restaurants, didn't come down here to see the fireworks, shooting fireworks off at our community from the top of parking garages. Unnecessary. Any questions?
Is it going to take other city departments to step up?
See, we keep going back to what's the government going to do? What's the city going to do?
Government can't fix it.
The city's invested in this. Millions of dollars the city, taxpayers pay for police overtime to staff this 1 square mile area with, there was a couple hundred cops down here between state police and Capitol Police and IMPD and other police department agencies. Yes, we're going to keep doing our job. The city of Indianapolis, government, the police department is going to continue to do our job. We're not going to solve this. Not just by the police. We made 20 arrests tonight.
Bailey, you're a dad.
Yeah.
What would you say to those parents out there?
I don't understand it. I know where my kids are at all time. So maybe that's maybe I shouldn't be that way. 16-year-old daughter. I cannot imagine letting her roam around down here tonight like she was, like kids were. Unattended, unsupervised, nothing to do. Some of these individuals that were shot could have been very well not engaged in any kind of disturbance whatsoever.
You see that?
But
who was that? Was that a person? Yeah, it was guarantee it was a black person. I'm gonna slow it down. Yeah, you did. Here we go. Wow. There's police tape behind him. Right. This black kid wants to walk behind him because he wants to be on TV. He's probably in that group that you hear in the background being loud. Right. Look how young he is. You can barely see him because he's black. Yeah.
Shot could have been very well not engaged in any kind of disturbance whatsoever. But
look, it shook him up. Yeah.
But
look.
It just caught up in a crossfire. Merely down here enjoying ice cream. Or maybe they were down here for the fireworks or wanted to see what's going on in the circle and got caught up in whatever's happening.
Stop it. Yeah, he wanted to be on TV, but he was daring that cop to do something to him. That's the whole purpose why he did. That was the whole reason why he did that. Right. I wish he would call it out, like the demographic, but he can't. There's too much politics involved. He'll get fired. Yeah, he's the chief of police, probably. All them stars on his collar. He can't. Yeah, chief of police. So I'm going to show you this video. They're trying to do something to prevent these shootings from happening. Stop and frisk.
This mass shooting. Our Marina Silva dug into some possible solutions from others who are working to keep
They're going to show you what the problem
trouble.
is.
Police say on the weekends, teenagers flood downtown Indianapolis unsupervised. And after a mass shooting left 2 teens dead Saturday morning, police say something has to change.
It's going to take a holistic amount of organizations, youth serving organizations, churches, pastors, city.
It's not going to help because the parents suck. Yeah.
Involved in it as well.
Reverend Malachi Walker is the founder of Young Men Incorporated. His organization.
You see who he's talking about, right? You see who's trying to help? Yeah.
Look at the one kid by Ken, the white dude.
He don't want to be that. He would have been bored to death. And look at the white dude looking at him. The what dude? This dude right here with the glasses. You said the white dude. Well, he's white compared to them. Look how he's looking at him. Yeah.
Works with not only young men, but the parents too.
What we do, there is a orientation they must attend. The orientation takes about an hour and a half, and then after that, there's a meeting we set up with the parents. And what we're trying to do is kind of create a bond.
Reverend Walker says a lot of the young men in his organization.
That logo looks crazy.
Look like it's I don't know if that's a boy or female.
That looks like a dude standing up.
Yeah.
And a girl bent over.
On her knees. Exactly what it looks like.
The young men in his organizations don't have both parents in their lives.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, 90% of the boys in my program are from single-parent homes.
90%.
That is wild.
This is Indianapolis, where this shooting happened.
Yeah.
The one common denominator between my young male clients is a lack of a positive male role model.
Brad Banks is a criminal defense attorney. He was a prosecutor for years. He says boys need a positive role model.
Many of them, never met their father, or their father is an addict, or their father's in prison, and the only example they have had is the one they're now living.
He's calling on the community to step up and volunteer. Banks volunteers with Big Brothers Big
Look who they're showing.
Yeah.
Big Sisters. Has seen it change lives.
One kid at a time. That's how we're going to make a difference and actually change this.
As for immediate change, there's talk of curfews. IMPD says they'll be enforcing it more. The city county council wants to weigh in too, but Banks says curfew enforcement has to be effective, perhaps taking them to a program, not a justice facility.
Almost like a boys and girls club or something like that, where you round those kids up and you take them there.
He says punishing parents might not fix the problem either. It depends on the family.
If it's a parent that's sitting at home and knows their kids are out on the streets and they're not doing anything about it, yeah, then that should be looked at differently.
But one thing everyone agrees on, something needs to be done. So what happened over the weekend does not happen again.
You actually can't fix that problem.
What's the demographic of Indianapolis?
53% white, almost 30% black. That's very small in comparison to the white people. And look how big of a problem it is. So that 28% of a majority of black people that's in there, those kids are being raised by single mothers. Yeah. You would think with that big of a problem with that demographic of people, there would be 80% of the population. But no, they only 25%? 28% of the population? Yeah. Once I've noticed in all these inner cities, once the percentage of black is over, let's say 5-6%, it becomes a huge problem.
Yeah.
Huge problem.
Yeah.
But they need a curfew. They need to do stop and frisk. If you're under age 18, you're not allowed to be out without your parents. They need to be hard on crime. Like those people that's been arrested this weekend, like over 30 people shot in Indianapolis, right? All those people, you need to be tough on them. Throw away the key.
Yeah.
First offense, 15 years for just having a gun. You need
If you're underage, you got a gun, I'll say give them 20 years.
Yeah, but
because you know right from wrong at that age.
Yeah, but they underage, so they treat them like
they're babies, and they're not. They're grown. They're young men at that point. When I was 14, 15, I knew right from wrong. I know walking around with a gun shoved, a rifle down the front of my pants. I knew that was wrong.
Yeah.
If you don't know what's wrong, you need to be in a mental institution.
Yeah, but this guy, he can't even say it though. He just calls them juveniles.
Yeah.
I wish he would came and say they're a
He can't. He'd lose his job, and then his nice white family would be damaged by these Negroes.
Yeah, he'd be called racist. He won't be able to find a job neither. He ruined his career. So he calls it out the best he can.
I wouldn't doubt that a lot of these white cops look the other way because they're in fear of jeopardizing their career and their family.
Yeah.